In this video, we will cover the test review questions that have to do with net ionic equations. On number 1, it's asking if they mix a sodium phosphate solution with a calcium chloride. The easiest way to figure these out is to break down the compounds into their ions. So I have a sodium plus 1 and a phosphate -3. And then on this side I have a calcium plus 2 and a chlorine -1. When we write our new compounds, we're going to put a cation with an anion. So we get NaCl. And then this cation with this anion. And remember, to balance our charges, I'm going to need 3 calciums and 2 phosphates in order to make a zero balance. When you look up the solubilities, this one is soluble, this one is insoluble, so this is our solid, and we mark it with a little s. To write our net ionic equations, you're just going to write the ion that came from our aqueous solutions, and we need 3 of these. So 3Ca plus 2 dissolved in water, plus we're going to need 2 phosphates with a -3 charge dissolved in water, and they make our solid. And that is number 1. Number 2, write the net ionic equation for aqueous solutions of lead nitrate and iron 3 sulfate. So the first thing I want to do is I have lead with a +2 charge, nitrate with a -1 charge, and then iron with a +3 charge, and sulfate, SO4, with a -2 charge. To make my new products, I'm going to put my cation with my anion, so I get Pb SO4, because the +2 and the -2 will balance each other out, and then I get Fe NO3. All nitrates are soluble, so this is aqueous, but sulfate is insoluble when it's mixed with lead, so this is my solid. To write my net ionic equation, I'm just going to write Pb +2 aqueous plus SO4 -2 aqueous produces Pb SO4 solid. For 15 and 16, it's the same thing. I have Ag, silver with a +1 charge, and nitrate with a -1 charge, sodium with a +1 charge, chlorine with a -1 charge. Silver goes with chlorine to make AgCl. Sodium goes with nitrate, NaNO3. All nitrates are soluble, so this is aqueous. You look up chlorine, it's soluble except for when it's with silver, so that makes it my solid. And I'm just going to write my ions that go into making this solid. Remember that sodium and nitrate are spectator ions. Okay. My ions here are barium +2, nitrate -1, hydrogen +1, CO3, with a -2. So barium combines with carbonate to give us BaCO3. They'll combine in a 1-to-1 ratio because the +2 and the -2 cancel each other out. Hydrogen goes with nitrate. All nitrates are soluble, so this is aqueous. Carbonates are always insoluble, except for with an alkali metal and ammonium, and barium is an alkali earth metal, so it's not soluble. My net ionic equation is Ba +2 AQ plus CO3 -2 aqueous produces BaCO3 solid. Last two. My ions are zinc with a +2, chlorine with a -1, hydrogen with a +1, and sulfur with a -2. Zinc is going to go with sulfur. That gives me ZnS. H goes with chlorine to give me HCl. Chlorines are always soluble, except for when they're with silver, lead, and mercury. So hydrogen's not one of them. Sulfides are always insoluble unless they're with an alkali metal, calcium, strontium, barium, or ammonium. Zinc is none of those, so this is my solid. So I have Zn +2 plus sulfur -2 ion, and they combine to make ZnS solid. Last one. I have a sodium +1 ion, a PO4 -3 ion, calcium +2 ion, chlorine -1 ion. Sodium goes with chlorine. This is, of course, aqueous. Calcium goes with phosphate. You get Ca3, PO4, 2. That's my solid. My net ionic equation is 3Ca +2 plus 2 PO4 -3 produces Ca3 PO4 2 solid. That is all of our net ionic equations.